Have you ever pondered, am I the difficult one in my relationships? It's a tough question, forcing us to look inward and confront uncomfortable truths. We're often oblivious to our own disruptive traits that can strain our interactions. Today, we'll turn the spotlight on ourselves, engaging in honest reflection for the sake of personal growth and healthier relationships. Let's navigate this sensitive terrain together, identifying the signs that suggest we need to reassess our behaviors. Now, let's venture into this introspective journey, supporting each other towards meaningful transformation. Number 1. Emotional vampirism. Emotional vampirism, a term as compelling as it is ominous, describes individuals who, perhaps unwittingly, drain the emotional energy of those around them. These are the conversations that seem to spiral into one person's issues, grievances, or problems, often overshadowing others' contributions or emotional needs. While sharing personal struggles isn't inherently harmful, the imbalance occurs when this sharing becomes a consistent one-sided affair. It can leave friends or loved ones feeling emotionally depleted, less heard, or valued. The key to addressing this lies in self-awareness, recognizing the patterns in your interactions. Are you giving others space to share? Are you reciprocating their support and understanding? Reversing this vampiric trend involves active listening, mutual exchange, and the acknowledgement that emotional support is a two-way street, fostering healthier, more balanced relationships. Number 2. Constant criticism. Criticism, when used constructively, helps us grow, improve, and forge better relationships. However, constant criticism becomes a destructive force, eroding self-esteem and trust, particularly when it overshadows acknowledgement of strengths and achievements. This habit of persistent fault-finding, nitpicking, or harsh judgment, often under the guise of honest opinion, can create a negative environment, pushing others away. It suggests a lack of acceptance and can make loved ones feel undervalued or defensive. Breaking this cycle requires introspection and empathy. Consider the impact of your words. Do they offer value, or do they simply tear down? Balancing critiques with encouragement and focusing on solutions rather than problems transforms criticism into constructive feedback, nurturing positive interactions and reinforcing bonds based on respect and mutual growth. Number 3. Communication breakdown. Communication, the cornerstone of healthy relationships, thrives on respect, listening, and understanding. However, patterns of interrupting, not actively listening, or summarily dismissing others' thoughts create roadblocks in this two-way street. Such habits signal disrespect and can breed resentment or misunderstanding, leaving others feeling unappreciated or unheard. It's not just about waiting for your turn to speak, but genuinely understanding the other person's perspective. Analyzing your communication style and acknowledging these patterns is the first step toward improvement. Practice active listening, which involves being fully present, showing interest, and encouraging others to express themselves. Open-mindedness and the willingness to consider different perspectives enhance communication quality, facilitating deeper connections, mutual respect, and shared understanding, enriching both personal and professional relationships. Number 4. Control freak. Guidance stems from a place of care, but control originates from a need for dominance and often masks one's insecurities. When you overstep the boundary from offering advice to enforcing decisions, you're encroaching on individual autonomy and personal expression. This need to control every situation, to have people act according to your script, is a toxic trait that suffocates the growth and freedom of those around you. It can spawn a restrictive environment where others feel less like participants and more like puppets, leading to resentment and conflict. The journey away from this behavior requires recognizing others' rights to make choices and embracing uncertainty. It involves stepping back and allowing room for others to think, act, and experience consequences, understanding that this space is not only a sign of respect, but also a source of empowerment for everyone involved. Number 5. The blame game. One of the most insidious toxic behaviors is the chronic avoidance of responsibility, often manifesting as the perpetual shifting of blame. This act of redirecting fault denies personal accountability, inhibiting not only one's personal growth, but also the potential for healthy relationship dynamics. It creates a culture of defensiveness, where mistakes are buried under excuses and personal development is stunted. More damagingly, it can erode trust and promote conflict within relationships. Breaking this cycle involves embracing vulnerability by acknowledging imperfections. It's about owning your actions, understanding their consequences, and striving to learn from these experiences. Accepting responsibility is a sign of emotional maturity. It fosters trust, encourages open communication, and helps cultivate a supportive and honest environment. Number 6. Apology evasion. An apology is a bridge between conflict and reconciliation. It's an acknowledgement of wrongdoing coupled with the intention of mending fractured bonds. However, consistently dodging apologies, rationalizing hurtful behavior, or shifting blame are signs of apology evasion. This reluctance to face one's missteps head-on not only impedes personal growth, but also deepens wounds within relationships. A genuine apology involves humility, empathy, and the recognition of your actions' impact on others. It's more than saying the words, it's demonstrating understanding, offering reparation, and taking steps to avoid repeating the same mistakes. By embracing this vulnerability, you pave the way for healing and foster stronger, more resilient connections, grounded in mutual respect and understanding. Number 7. Boundary bulldozer. A key cornerstone of every healthy relationship is the mutual respect for individual boundaries. However, consistently ignoring these personal limits, whether emotionally, physically, or mentally, constitutes toxic behavior. It might manifest in persistent calls despite requests for space, imposing decisions without consent, or insistence on personal preferences regardless of others' discomfort. This disrespect for boundaries often stems from a disregard for others' autonomy, paired with a compulsive need for control. Undoing this toxic trait requires a conscious recalibration of one's understanding of respect. It involves active listening and genuinely acknowledging others' needs and comfort zones. By understanding and honoring these boundaries, you reinforce the foundations of trust, create a safe environment for meaningful interactions, and promote that deep sense of respect in relationships. Number 8. Negative Nancy. Negativity can be like a contagion, and when you're consistently pessimistic, it doesn't just affect your mental well-being, it also impacts those around you. Constantly focusing on the negative, complaining, and projecting worst-case scenarios can drain energy, diminish joy, and suppress the optimism of others. It becomes toxic when it perpetuates a cycle of despair and hopelessness, often pushing away positive influences. Overcoming this trait doesn't mean adopting an unrealistically positive outlook. Rather, it's about finding a balanced perspective. It involves practicing gratitude, recognizing small victories, and acknowledging that setbacks are part of life, not the entirety of it. Integrating a more hopeful outlook doesn't just uplift your spirit. It also encourages a more positive, supportive, and emotionally healthy environment for everyone involved. Number 9. Fair weather friend. True friendship isn't merely about sharing laughs and good times. It's equally about standing together during the challenging moments. Being a fair weather friend, someone who vanishes at the first sign of trouble or difficulty, signals a lack of commitment and empathy. This inconsistent presence can leave loved ones feeling abandoned and betrayed, particularly when they need support the most. Overcoming this superficial approach to relationships requires cultivating empathy, reliability, and a genuine willingness to navigate through tough times together. It's about being a steady, supportive figure, offering a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on, or even silent companionship. By being there for others in times of need, you demonstrate solidarity and build stronger, more meaningful bonds that can weather life's inevitable storms. Number 10. Self-reflection. Embarking on self-reflection is a courageous act, marking the first step towards meaningful change and the cultivation of harmonious relationships. This journey, though often daunting, involves a crucial acknowledgement of our flaws, not for self-criticism, but as a transformative gateway to personal growth. It requires us to navigate through layers of defensiveness and denial, leading to a profound self-awareness that forms the bedrock of genuine connections and improved interpersonal dynamics. This path, while introspective, need not be lonely. Support from friends, family, or professionals can illuminate blind spots, offering encouragement and diverse perspectives that enrich our understanding. Such reflections, though sometimes uncomfortable, are pivotal in breaking free from toxic patterns that inhibit our relationships. enabling a more empathetic interaction with those around us. As we conclude, remember that acknowledging our flaws is the first brave step toward genuine growth. This journey is not always easy, and it's okay to seek support along the way. Thank you for being with us today. Here at the Psychology Sage, we're a community dedicated to guiding and supporting your journey towards self-improvement. Your experiences and growth enrich us all. Until next time, keep striving for better understanding and deeper self-awareness, because every step forward is a triumph in its own right.